So let's get this video here real quick, fresh from the theater, Venom review. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it very much. The film's pacing, it's kind of funny. There's moments in the film where the pacing, it's sort of like the director, like we knew, okay, we have to speed this along. We have to move this along. We have to put this, like, this scene has to come after this scene. And like, because there's like, I think you have to watch the film to kind of get maybe what I'm talking about. And I don't think I'm the only person that noticed this, that there's kind of moments in the film where like we kind of jump, I think, but yeah, I guess we sort of jump from one scene to the next in a way, or like something what happened in the film that, you know, it's how convenient that just happens to happen. So I like the general guy, General Strickland. I like that he sacrifices himself at the end. I do like that aspect of it. Because we see earlier in the film, like way in the beginning, that this chemical waste stuff, it's like, it melts you. It can melt you. It's really like toxic and bad. And so, what was I thinking in my head? Oh my God, I was thinking of something in my head. And now I can't quite find it in my head. The chemical waste stuff. Yeah, it like melts things. And so when Venom's using it to kill himself, because he has this thing called the Codex that's inside him. Well, I guess it's inside him and Tom Hardy, but they have to be together. Like, he has to be full form within Tom Hardy in order for the Codex to like manifest. And what was I thinking of? I was also thinking it had to happen in one of the other films where he technically died, but he brought him back to life. And I guess apparently doing this makes a codex or something. I don't quite remember. They explained the lore in the film, but I honestly don't quite remember what the lore was in the film. But yeah, all you gotta know is that the codex is something that, oh wow, what was I gonna say in my head? It's something that the bad guy, main villain, bad guy dude, he wants it or he needs it. Well, I guess he wants it. He needs it because that's going to allow him to, like, free himself from his prison or whatever. And so he has a vested interest in getting it. And, which is like, okay, fine, cool. But then he has, like, but then he's, like, evil, so it's not cool, actually. And there's these females. So I guess the sentients, I don't know if they're, like, gender necessarily. I guess they're maybe male and females, because sometimes or maybe they're always male. Like, they take on like a female human body. They'll just shape themselves to your body. I'm not quite sure how that works. I like how they're different colors too. And when they're talking to the one codex that's in like this detective guy's body, the monster says like, oh, that's the black one, you know. Who's Venom? Oh, Venom's the black one. The one's the last Venom. And then even like I guess he knew his name because he told him his name, right? And that's when he grabbed it and he's saying, "Run, Venom, run!" And then it eats him. We know that this alien, it's like a female, the alien monster animal thing. I guess it's maybe sort of intelligent. I don't really know. It's kind of like a xenomorph, like we're like not even. I think it is a xenomorph. I was thinking of the Predator, because I think the Predators, they wear clothes. Like, they're like, okay, they are smart like humans. But with the Xenomorph, they're like animalistic, but smart at the same time. It's kind of funny. And that's what these things are kind of like. Animalistic, but like they're also, I feel like they have some sort of intelligence in some regard. They eat you, or they don't necessarily eat you. They grind you up, basically. They put you in the mouth, and then you grind up in the back with blood splurting out. And we know that the Venom, the sentients, I think they're called sentients, or synthetics, something like that. They have a name for them. Because they're like a life form. They're like this spongy, like a web thing, right? And they have to latch onto a host in order to, like, I guess, take their form and become one with the host, so to speak. But yeah, they like shred, like the monster puts you in their mouth and you get shredded up and spit out through the back, which is like, wow, that's quite brutal and like horrible to see. But they're like OP. They're just, I feel like that was a mistake they made in the film. They're too overpowered. It's too ridiculous that this thing can get ground up. Maybe they can make it all monstrous and menacing and strong, but like, you put a few bullets in that fucking thing. You know, the military guy shoots a rocket, blows that bitch up. That's it. It's dead. And like, what's the purpose of showing that there's a bunch of them within this evil guy's lair if every single time, just one alone, you can't kill it. You basically can't kill it. It's too overpowered. I feel like that's a big mistake they made with the film. They should have never went with that route because it just feels ridiculous, especially when they're fighting this thing and they're shooting at it. And we already established in the film, like, you can't kill this shit. So it doesn't make a difference. It doesn't change anything, no matter what you do. And that's why Venom, well, I guess when Venom melts himself, he kills it. Well, I guess, but it's melting and then the explosion, probably, what kills that fucking thing? That's what makes no sense. What actually kills that thing? If you can't cut the head off, maybe I was thinking, okay, maybe they cut the head off. Maybe that's it. It's over, right? The head is sliced off. It should be like a done deal, right? And like we don't need that alien thing coming back again. But no, not even that's like a fucking, man, you're just too overpowered. You can't get rid of this thing. And then what's another thing in this film that's kind of funny? There's a few things in the film that's like kind of funny. I like the relationship between Venom and the Tom Hardy's character. I recall liking the other two. I think I saw two other ones. And this film takes place, like, I guess within a year's time of the two other ones it's supposed to be. And yeah, I recall liking the other two films. I guess that's why I like the relationship between them. It's kind of cute, right? The kind of like it's a friendship. It's like they're kind of like a married couple. And like they're always arguing and bickering and stuff. I like when Venom takes over his body and makes him do things, and then when he comes to dancing with Miss Chow or Cho, wherever the fuck her name is, he's like, oh my god, I never get to do what he says that, like, we never get to do what I want to do. And I love that he gives him a look. I love that Tom Hardy's character gives him a look. He makes a face of like, are you kidding me? You gotta be fucking kidding me right now. You just forced me to waste $20 on a slot machine game. I know it's not gonna win shit. That thing's not designed for you to win anything. And then, but it's a convenience that they see her, but then he wants to dance, but he told him, like, you make the Kotex show up, that's gonna bring that monster. That monster's, like, super fat. That's another thing. It's too OP, even in its speed. Like, it can be fucking, and like New York, you can be in New York. You can be in New York, that thing can be in California, and it can still get to you. It makes no sense. It's honestly pretty dumb. There's moments, obviously, in the film where, like, that monster is jumping through Las Vegas at night. It's a very, and they're on the strip. They're on because of course, when you go to Las Vegas, you're not going to go to Las Vegas, right? Do the scene and, like, do in the actual city itself, or, like, not go to paradise part of the city. And, like, of course you're going to do it where the tourists and the flashy lights are. We weren't there too long, though. I thought maybe they would have utilized the space a bit more, but we really didn't utilize it all that much. What else I was going to say? But yeah, he wants to dance with her, and it's kind of cute. The scene's kind of cool, right? He's dancing with her, that he says, like, where did you rehearse this number? Like, because it's just too synced up and stuff. But, and I thought maybe he'd make a comment like, oh, our energy is just different. We just vibing like that. It's not about fucking practicing, Eddie. It's about us vibing how you ain't vibing with us. Sorry, right? Something, I thought maybe a snarky remark, something like that. I thought that would have been funny, how he said that, Venom. But what was I thinking in my head? I was thinking of something in my head that I wanted to say, and I can't quite find it at the moment, but I'm trying to look for it, actually. I'm, like, digging around in my mind for it right now. Yeah, of course that monster shows up, and then these, like Area 51, they have this family. There's this family, that they want to see the aliens, and I like that we get some nice scenes with them, right? In the beginning, it's kind of, I don't remember quite how they welcome Eddie into, like, their van with their kids, and, like, they don't really know him. This is a stranger from the woods, but then they agree to drop him off in Las Vegas, and that happens, and you think, okay, that's the end of it. We're not going to see him again. But of course, in the movie, like, you kind of get the vibe, oh, we're going to see him again. There's no way we're going to, like, lead them there and then we're not going to come back to them. So, of course, we see them again. And when we do see them again, they snuck into the Area 51. It's kind of funny, right? Movie convenience. There's no guards around. The base is being decommissioned in the film. And so, I guess maybe that's why there's nobody around. But yeah, there's no guards around anywhere. But they're able to sneak in. But it's movie convenience, right? Because we need a scene where they can be, like, heroes and they save them. I like when the guy Strickland, he blows up that monster thing, but there's one of the sentient that's on it, because there's like 6 or 7, no, there's like more than that, it's like 7, 9 sentients. We see them one by one periodically be killed and eaten and shit. And one of them gets killed actually by a human, by Strickland, because he blows up. And the one that was inside the girl says, "You idiot. He was trying to help you. You know, we're not the bad guys. You know, we're the good guys." I think that Tensei says just that. Like, we're the good guys. We're trying to help you. And, because Strickland's like, he becomes, I guess, sort of like a villain, but then he redeems himself when he kills himself, and he listens to Tom Hardy when he says, "Hey, listen, I'm going to throw them to that." And it's so convenient. There's like this giant pile of TNT that's all stacked up. It's like, how convenient is that there's this fucking TNT all over the fucking place? And this movie, it's nice. It's a nice watch. I enjoyed it very much. Would I say it's awesome? Yeah, it's awesome. It's a nice movie. I think I can see where people are saying because I mentioned to a coworker I was gonna go see this, and they mentioned, "Oh, I heard mixed reviews about it." And yeah, I guess the mixed reviews can be one feature, one aspect of the mixed reviews for this film can be what was I gonna say in my head? One aspect of the mixed reviews is sort of the pacing, right? Maybe the OP. For me, that was like kind of suspends you for a bit when they're too overpowered. This monster thing is too overpowered. It's kind of ridiculous. Like, you can't win with this shit, man. What's the point of fighting? Like, I don't get that part of it. I feel like they really made a mistake making this thing completely, it's just off the chain strength and all this BS. What else I was thinking in my head? I was thinking of something else. Yeah, like when Tom kills that girl. He killed, like, one of these secret agent guys. I like the Strickland. He cares for his men. For the combatants under his wing, he cares for them. He does actually. And he gets pissed at the girl because she's like, "Oh, can you get an example?" Because he told her there's something that's out here that's not a sentient, but it's like maybe probably related. It's definitely related to these things, and it's overpowered. I just saw 3 of my men get killed. And because there was a total of 6. There actually were 6 of them, 6 operatives. And yeah, we know Tom did kill 1 in the water. And I guess 1 got the tube taken off. So presumably, well, that one, I mean, they could just resurface and maybe they got out of the fight. And same with the other one. I don't know. You know, that's kind of a question, right? What happened with the other 2? We know 1 got killed in the water. So 4 died in total. But he saw 3 from the helicopter get ripped up. Basically put in the mouth and like ripped up. That's what he saw. Unless there was 4. I don't remember there was a 4th one. But we know that Tom did kill 1. And it was a woman, because he took the mask off. We can see her face, and he gets, like, kind of shocked by this. You know, obviously, Tom can, like, breathe underwater for, like, ages. That's another funny thing. Because he goes underwater for a hot minute, actually, right? I like when we open up in Mexico, and we have this guy, the bartender. So this is another funny thing that happens in the film. He's in Mexico, but then this portal opens up. And then he goes through the portal. He comes out of it. And he mentioned something about other dimensions, like multiverse nonsense, something that they like to do in superhero movies, or like these type of movies in general like to do these multiple universe BS. And he mentions the alien or Venom. Venom mentions, what was I going to say in my head? He mentioned something about that with the, oh my gosh, what was I thinking of? I was thinking of something in my head. And I can't quite find it at the moment. I'm thinking of in my head. Fuck, I was thinking of something in my head. It's kind of escaping me. Oh yeah, the Mexican bartender guy. Let's just get to this. This video is all over the place. I know it's disconjointed. It's kind of like if you watch any of the other ones, whoever actually consistently watches these videos, you're already gonna know these reviews make no sense and they're kind of like all over the place. Which is why, like, I call it review, but it really should be thoughts, I guess, or just rambles, right? Like me rambling about this film, blah blah blah. Maybe I'll title this video. Maybe I'll title it that. I'll title it rambling, because it's kind of like just me rambling, really. All right, it's not even kinda. It is me rambling. But what was I gonna say? Yeah, there's 2 post-credit scenes. The first one looks like a video game cutscene. And it's just like the bad guy saying, "Oh, I'm gonna come after you." So it just basically establishes another future film, And then we can kind of get that vibe when the girl, she has that vial and she cracks it and she turns like this pink venom monster, and presumably Tom Hardy, like Venom is dead, so now there's going to be this new pink monster, and she's gonna have to fight like this bad guy villain guy that wants to destroy Earth because Venom sacrificed himself. It's so dumb. And then we got another post-credit scene. Well, I guess the cockroach is gonna be turned into a venom. Like the cockroach that goes up to a vial, and someone in the audience, he said, the guy mentioned like, oh, you remember like there was a tiny piece of venom that was left behind. Remember that? Well, maybe that was in the vial. Now the cockroach is gonna like get the vial and become, un cucaracha, right? It's gonna be a venom cockroach thing. But then the Mexican guy, that he gets kidnapped from Mexico. We're like in like South Central on the coast. We're like near Veracruz, I think I want to say. Mexico, right? On the Gulf Coast. It looks like that's so based on the map projection, that's where we are in Mexico. This guy fucking gets kidnapped from there, taken all the way to the States. And I guess he got forgotten about. So when on this whole ordeal ends and he like wakes up, he comes out of this tunnel thing for like the explosion of the underground base, whatever. Area 55 it is, because it was Area 51 decommissioned and it was Area 55. But it's underground, so it doesn't matter. Nobody knows it exists. And how do you call, what was I going to say in my head? Oh my God, what was I going to say? In my head, I was going to say something. Gonna say something. Oh yeah, he like wanders off into the distance. So I guess I don't know. I guess obviously there's gonna be another film, and we get to see more of the Venom craziness and whatnot, and so on and so forth. Yeah, this film I liked it though. I did enjoy it. It was a nice film. It was a good watch. And would I recommend it? Yeah, it's a nice like if you're a rainy day in the house and you're like I want to watch something that's maybe a little silly, action packed. And, like, it's not, like, don't take it too seriously, because I don't really think this film took itself too seriously, but it's a nice watch nonetheless. Yeah, Venom. The Last Dance. It's called The Last Dance. Obviously not The Last Dance. I think the way they set it up with, like, the scenes and stuff, it feels like, oh, there's going to be, like, a continuation of this stuff. Anyway, thank you for listening.